first visit to Ireland came about while on a call with my friend James. That's James, right there. We go way back, like all the way back to film school. Anyway, we were on a break during an indie film that we were producing, and James declared that he was going to go to Ireland for St. Patrick's Day. He was bringing his family, and I think nonchalantly just suggested that I should come along too. Well, as you can see, I said yes. James had put together a route that would have us tour most of the island in 6 days. It was a very ambitious road trip that began here in Dublin. Got to admit, my biggest regret was only bringing a GoPro. I mean, what was I thinking? Well, nonetheless, we had fun.
So,
You forgot to make your bed, didn't you? Is that why you're in the stocks? Oh, you were stealing bread.
After breakfast, we hit the sights. First stop, DUBLINIA, a cool interactive history museum across the street from Christchurch Cathedral. This place was a lot of fun, and not only for James and Miranda's Boy Canyon, but for us too.
get one.
All right, not bad for the first try.
Nice. You have full focus.
Oh man.
Next, we explored Christchurch Cathedral, which is just across the street. We enjoyed going through the breathtakingly beautiful church that has been the star of many movies and TV shows, including The Tudors. Again, here's another reason why you shouldn't just bring an action camera on a trip like this. My pictures and video are pretty crappy because I shot them on a GoPro Hero 3 Black. Like, GoPros are great for action, but not so much for stills or low light situations like this. It even has a coffee bar in the basement. After wandering about for the next few hours, we made it back to our hotel for some whiskey and some dinner. This tomorrow, we had a long day. The next morning came too soon, and we found ourselves once again packed into the car and headed north out of town.
How you doing, Canyon? You look sleepy, buddy.
Our first planned stop was at Bóinne, the prehistoric World Heritage Site and home to Newgrange, Noath, and Douth, 3 5,000-year-old passage tombs. The route was well marked and really easy to find. It was a cloudy and rainy day. I mean, it was March in Ireland after all. After getting our tickets, we hopped on a shuttle bus that took us to the 3 different passage tombs. The most impressive of the 3, and the most well-known, is Newgrange. We had to wait our turn to go inside because they only took a few people in at a time, since it is a passage tomb. This is really small in there. Next, we headed west towards Galway.
Awesome, dude. Ah, crap. I'm recording again.
Along the way, we came across a small town of Devlin.
Bring my nice camera out.
Made a quick stop at a church. And the first of many castles and fortresses that we'd find on our trip. We stopped for a quick bite to eat at the Grand Hotel in MOATE. And then we're back on our way.
He needs to get the shot too. Look at him running across the road.
It's got 2 clock towers. That's 8 clocks on one building.
We had made it to ATHERNY just before sunset. Where we got to see the River Shannon.
Reached the castle wall.
Go back to school.
All this traveling and being cooped up in the car most of the day was making us just a little bit crazy.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm filming the disco.
Let's go!
But soon enough, we found our way to Galway. But unfortunately, it was already too dark by then for me to get any footage. In the next video, we explore Galway, County Clare, and the Cliffs of Moher.